You are now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast, brought to you by BringingDownTheBand.com. No bad ideas, Coleman Dental and Printfinity. I am Major 7th. I make beats and I have the t-shirts to prove it. I got one on now. And to my left, as always, is the one and only Lonegevity. Y'all can hate if y'all want. We're going to keep this going. Lonegevity, how are you, sir?
I'm doing
Yeah, I got my shirt on. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
You all right?
I'm okay.
Good,
He's got
man.
one on right now.
Right now. Can I get a flex bomb for that right now?
We see you
We see you in
with
these
your
streets.
Maja 𝗀𝗃 shirt
Hating
on.
on my t-shirts out here in these streets. We see you.
And I got one on right now.
Right now.
Step on up.
Thank you.
Mike's got one on right now.
Oh, man.
Right now.
It's going to be one of those.
Holler at him to get one of them Maja 𝗀𝗃
It's gonna be one of
That's
those. It's gonna be one of those hate Mike episodes. It's all good though. To
Hate
my
Mike.
left, as always, he's playing hurt today though. So shout out to the homie DJ Jay Diff. He's a little hoarse today. Got his
Yeah.
tea, but he's playing hurt. But he's in here with us today. We appreciate you, brother.
Salutations.
Right
Appreciate
on.
it.
Right on.
Yeah.
And to my right, as always, Cubs gear head. I would say head to toe. He's got a fresh pair of chocolate wallows on, wallabies right now. Shout out to Ghostface.
They're comfortable.
They are very comfortable.
Extremely
Chocolate
comfortable.
frosting.
Your socks are hanging out.
They are.
Yours are talking.
The incomparable DJ Spoolz. What's up, sir?
Hello, Michael.
How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Man, I can't complain, man.
He's got a Cubs jersey on right now.
He does.
And I've got one on right now.
I see you over there with that. I don't like him with that, man.
Yeah, man. How
Yeah.
are you?
I'm doing good, man. Went to Detroit. Had a family reunion, man. Got a chance to kick it with some family.
Good.
Shout out to all my fam in Detroit. Shout out to my cousin Don in Cleveland. Appreciate you, brother. He had a little something for me in his room before I left on Sunday night. So we sat back and, sipped a little bit, reminisced. So it's a good
I
time.
was
Cool,
about to
man.
say you blazed.
Huh?
I was about to say that
No,
you blazed
no,
up.
no,
What's
no, no,
going
no,
on?
no. Never been a smoker, brother. Never been a smoker.
Right,
so.
that's why I was like, yeah, okay.
Nah, he just had, we had a little drink. We sat back and kicked it, reminisced, and had some good times. So shout out to my family in Detroit. All my family, we had a great time. So that's what's up.
I got to see some family. Went to Florida this weekend
Oh, word, okay.
for a wedding. Congratulations to Gavin and Jenny Zinn, by the way.
Nice.
Got married in Clearwater, and then I've got a bunch of family down there. So I got to see my grandma.
Oh, nice.
She's 93.
Wow.
She's
Good
doing
for her.
well, man. My cousin Courtney and her boyfriend Frank, and then
They should
saw my
probably be
Aunt
thinking
Lisa
about dipping
actually
right
here,
now.
so.
Yeah.
What's that?
With
They
Irma.
should probably be thinking about dipping right now.
Yeah, from what we hear,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, that's
They
probably
taking.
a good idea.
Are they taking? If you talk to them, are they starting to take steps?
No, I need to text them though. But
Yeah.
I know people that actually were planning on going on vacation this weekend.
Canceled.
Yeah.
Right.
Canceled. Yeah.
Probably smart, man. They say I guess it's heading that way. So anybody that I don't think I have too many. I had a couple cousins in Florida. I'm trying to think if I know anybody else, but just anybody in general, man, be safe because they say there's some stuff that's heading that way.
Mm.
So hopefully everybody's safe and they can get to
Yeah.
shelter.
Don't
it's
chance
it's
it.
Hurricane Irma.
Oh, is it Irma? I didn't know the
Yeah.
name of it. So
Something's
obviously-
heading that way.
Yeah, I didn't know the name of
Stuff coming.
Some wind.
it. Yeah,
They said it's
Bigly.
an
It's a
extremely
bigly storm.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's category 4, maybe
Yeah.
5.
They said it's going to be 5 in certain sections, but they're saying that since the weather is warmer
Mhm.
toward Florida,
mm-hmm.
it can make it worse.
Damn.
So, everybody, if you're in the eye of that storm, you need to get out. I
Yes.
mean, prayer can only do so much. Get up out of there.
Yeah,
Straight
man.
up.
Yep. Not worth.
Simple as that.
Probably not worth riding that one out.
No,
Yo, shout
no
out to
chance in it.
Shout out to I was talking to Tony B, and he was telling me about some of the stuff that Bun has going on. Excuse me, in Houston, man. Like he's really out there on the grounds, man. Port Arthur got hit pretty hard,
Mhm.
and he was on the Breakfast Club talking about some of the stuff that he's doing to try to organize, fundraising for that area. It was interesting to hear him talk about how he had woke up, so he really couldn't see a lot of the devastation in Port Arthur because it was still dark. Like he was still waking up. He called into the radio show early, and he had already started to formulate plans to try to help Houston, the Port Arthur area. I guess they got hit pretty bad. You know, that's the home of him and Pimp.
Right.
So, yeah, man, shout out to Bun, man, just trying to being out there on the ground level, man, really trying to help a lot of people in that Houston, Port Arthur area, man. Like, that's dope. So salute to the OG for that. We appreciate that.
𝗀𝗏 is out there too, man.
Yeah, he's been
shout out
doing
to Trey.
a lot.
Yep.
He's been actually like literally going and rescuing people.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Trey always has his Trey Day, so he's always been about that area.
Houston,
like,
man.
he always
yeah.
puts on. So, you know, it's good to see those OGs in hip-hop be able to understand the magnitude of what's going on and to go back and physically not send people there, actually go in to those areas and try to help people. Like, that's
Right.
dope. You got to commend that. You
I
got to
agree.
commend that. So salute to
agree.
those brothers, man. 𝗀𝗏, Bun B, those are OGs for sure. Episode 45. I was gonna go with, you know, with Jordan rocking the 45 coming back. That's
like
the first
that.
thing that came to my mind. Am I missing anything with 45?
You're not. We can just move on from that one because
I like that.
That's pretty much
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with Mike Jordan rocking the 45.
That's right.
Okay. But yeah. So, what did I do something wrong?
No.
We're not gonna do Donald Trump.
See,
Yeah.
there's always there's
Oh,
always
I thought he was doing a good job. I'm sorry.
Oh.
oh.
At least that's what.
In light of what he just did.
Oh, you got my segue. You took it from me.
Yeah.
He did.
You took
I
all
was-
the air out of it. So that was a long setup.
I was wondering who
yeah.
was gonna throw that alley oop,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I guess he trumped you on that. No pun intended.
Hey.
See what? Hey, I like what we have.
Where's the
Yeah.
drum
We
kit?
need to.
Yeah,
That's all I got
that's
right
all
now.
I got right now. I can't
I-
wait till you program more.
Yeah, I didn't have much
Yeah.
time. So.
We need more.
I don't even remember what the other ones are except for the
Well, you got the
Bum.
we got
Price is
Right.
Wrong.
Price is Wrong. We got
Funk.
Flex.
Price is wrong.
Got the Terry Sean Price.
Ah, that's what it is. That's
Dude,
what it is.
could you hit that just so they know what
Yeah,
that
because
is?
I can't do it live.
There we go.
Amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. One of these days, my voice is going to be ready to do that again.
Will you do it live once you're
I
ready?
look forward to that day.
Okay.
I look.
It will be grand.
Yeah.
The
That was
best
mad
MCs in my
dramatic.
hood I can't choose.
Yeah.
Word.
Shout out to what's the record? Apartheid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that joint is hard. But speaking of the segue,
Yeah.
CNN reports that the Trump administration on Tuesday formally announced the end. Is it DACA? Am I pronouncing it right when I say DACA? I know the acronym is DACA.
I think so.
So we'll go with DACA. Program that had protected nearly 800,000 young undocumented immigrants brought to the U.S. as children from deportation. The Department of Homeland Security will stop processing.
Deportation, though.
Yeah, that's what it says. Did I
All
pronounce it wrong? How would you say it?
I don't know.
Deportation?
Deportation.
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 Nah,
Deportation.
I don't know.
You're saying it with you got swag on it. Say it right.
Deportation.
Anyway.
It's all good.
I'm moving the emphasis around.
Department of Homeland Security will stop processing any new applications for the program as of Tuesday and rescind, because you know that came in off the Obama administration.
Right.
So that is effective. It says in 5 years since DACA was brought on, nearly 800,000 individuals have received the protections and have started families, pursued careers, and studied in schools and universities across the United States, businesses, you know, just furthering education. So this is interesting. I really think, and I know we talk about it from time to time, you know, unfortunately, we've had to do a lot of this president in terms of things that are going on, but it's just crazy that everything that he does, I feel like it's just erasing what President Obama did. Like, I feel like that's at the top of his agenda. Like,
I mean, that's what it is.
that's what it
though.
is, right? Am I wrong when I say that?
Definitely
Yeah.
from a social standpoint. That's
Like-
for
Yeah.
sure.
How many months are you in now? And you're still talking about the previous administration as a scapegoat on every choice, decision, or any act that you have. It's based off, well, you know, this was in the Obama administration, and you know we have to clean that up because I inherited a mess on everything. Am I right? Am I
Yeah.
wrong when I say that? Because that's what I see.
I mean, he's just being spiteful, and everybody knows that.
Right,
He's spiteful and his bigotry at its finest.
right.
For those that don't know, DACA stands for the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, which it is pretty much kids that were here before reaching their 16th birthday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they came over to the United States before reaching their 16th birthday, and their parents obviously were immigrants.
Right.
They've been here for however long.
Yeah.
You know, this is all they know for the most part.
Since as a child.
Right.
Yeah.
They've went to school here. They've gotten jobs. They've bought cars. They bought houses. All of that.
Right.
And he's pretty much trying to rescind that and get rid of these kids that pretty much grew up here.
Yeah, it's that weird kind of loophole in a sense to where they weren't born here,
Right.
but they grew up here, and they didn't have a chance either way. You know,
Right.
they were children when they were here. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate that that this is an issue.
I mean, he's a tyrant, man. It's if you don't notice that this administration is making moves to be dictators and
That's the word.
And-
That's the word I was
and-
thinking.
bringing in tyranny, then I don't know what to tell you at this point.
I don't know if it's. I don't know if I'm coming to you, Lone. I don't know if you think about when you talk about dictatorship, what I find amazing or what I find crazy is even the people that are surrounded by him, people that are supposedly in his corner in the White House, are conflicted. Like I see them being conflicted. Like, well, we got to try to clean up what he said because that technically wasn't right.
You know, they might
he's
want to
lying
be cool
here,
because they'll
or-
fire him.
Exactly. So it's like it's a catch-22 because it's like they're tiptoeing around correcting him for his mistakes or the dumb shit that he does. But it's like, do I want to get fired in the process? Right? Like I've never seen so much conflict in a White House amongst people that are supposed to be and supposed to have the president's back or supposed to be for him.
9 months in.
I've never seen it. I've never seen anything like that. This is unprecedented. So
Yeah, it's all
Spoolz?
just kind of a joke, man. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not a joke. It's very serious, but it's it's reality TV.
Yeah.
Lone, I see you had the phone locked and loaded. Did you have anything?
I was just I was reading a little bit about Microsoft's president came out against it, and he made the statement to deport a dreamer. You'll have
Ballmer? Is that Steve Ballmer? No, that's his CEO.
Brad Smith.
Okay.
He said to deport a dreamer, you'll have to go through us. So they're going to be pushing strongly on Congress to act on this, even more so than the tax reform bill. So, so it's cool that you have, we talk about this on a regular basis. It's the accountability, right?
Right.
So it's cool to see a company like Microsoft come out, a corporate, especially capitalist company, come out and say, no, this is not appropriate. This is not right. We're going to actually take a stand on something like this.
Right.
And we need more companies and money interests like that, that actually have a swing and a push in things to actually come out and do things like that.
They didn't have to do that.
To make statements as such. So,
Right.
so that's kind of a big thing. That just happened a few hours ago.
Okay.
I mean, some of these people were.
I mean, Mark Zuckerberg came out and said, this is a sad day for our country, et cetera, et cetera. But,
I mean, some of these kids are like
check mark
30-some years
Yes.
old now. Like they've
Right.
been here that
Oh,
long.
no kidding.
yeah.
Yeah, they're in their 30s. So you've
So-
had people that have established their lives here.
Wow, man.
Like this is all they know.
Yeah.
This is all they know.
Like we know some of these people.
That's
right.
crazy, dude. I didn't
Like,
realize
straight up.
it goes back that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. That's how serious. That's how serious.
I think you have to be
this
30,
is.
be below 31 or 31 and under by a certain date in 2012. So this is 2017. So, yeah.
Didn't you say? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you say that there was a some form of a renewal process every
Every
certain
2
amount
years.
of years
Yeah,
that you
every
have to
2
renew,
years
right?
that they have to do.
Okay.
And Obama actually he started that in 2012
Okay.
to kind of protect these these kids, because they were kids at the time that they came in, to protect their. I mean, it's a form of citizenship,
Right.
you know.
And there's like stipulations and stuff to sign up for it too. Like
Mhm.
you have to pay like a $500 fee or something.
There are fees associated with it.
I think
Yeah.
I believe there is.
Okay.
What I was
You
reading
can't
today.
be a felon.
Can't be a felon, and you have to pay a fee.
Wow.
So, and it's accumulated over like, hundreds of millions of dollars. I think the number I saw was $380 million in the last handful of years or whatever. I don't know.
That's crazy, man.
So, I mean, even if you look at it from that lens,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know, man.
Not good, man.
Yeah. This will be. I'm curious to see if there are more to Lone's point about from the corporate side or people that are in an uproar from it. I'm curious to see how that happens. What happens now?
Yeah.
If there will be more people that.
I mean,
will,
money talks.
Money
in this
definitely
country.
talks. Money talks.
And you have a president that's a businessman. That's why it's so crazy that,
Right.
that he's making these decisions, pretty much not even like smart decisions. They're just decisions based off of he had an issue with President Obama in the past. Everybody
Right.
knows that.
Yeah.
He was the one asking for where was his
Birth certificate.
birth certificate and
Mm-hmm.
all of that stuff. So pretty much everything that he's done or did in the past, he's trying to get rid of. It doesn't matter how good it was or how much sense it made. He wants to do away with it.
I think to your point, that's the to me, in my opinion, that's the scary part, is that you literally can make a decision based off not liking someone, no matter if said program or said bill or whatever was signed by that person, even if it was good for the United States. You'll let your hate for that trump that, no pun intended.
I don't know
Like
if
that's
I
to
don't
me
know if
that's scary. That's
I don't-
scary to me.
I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I don't know if it's that personal.
You don't think so?
No, I
I
think
think it is though.
I think it's
because,
I think it's what Trump wants. I think like every other politician, he probably owes some people some things, and this could, for all we know, be one of those things.
But
Possibly.
when you think about it, though, everything that
it's
he's
politics.
combating
he made those
against
promises too.
is
he did.
everything that Obama did. So
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
that he hasn't been going to the line doing acts or laws that other presidents put into play.
Mm-hmm.
He's only aiming at what President Obama did.
But it's also in line with. I'm not defending him in any way, but it's
No.
it's exactly in line with what he said he was going to do, and it wasn't said in the past. A lot of what he said was, "I'm going to undo what Obama."
Yeah.
Some of these things that Obama. It was almost like we never said that, but it was almost like, especially with Obamacare, like there was no plan, seemingly like a good one, just Trump care thing, but it's just like
That's
no more
why it's not
Obamacare,
flying, right?
But I think in this situation, I don't know if it's that personal, as much as it is just him doing what he promised, that woke up that section of people that we've talked about a lot before.
I
Yeah.
do think it's
I just don't think. I
because
just don't think it's a coincidence. Like I just don't think. I don't think it's a coincidence. Like
He's catering. He's got to cater to people too, man. And he made promises
and
in
he
his.
does, but
in
at
his,
the
I'm
same
not
time,
again. I'm just thinking.
even with this hurricane thing, he rescinded an act that Obama put in place to basically
Yes.
fund some of these
Mm-hmm.
hurricane reliefs or have funds for that. He signed that like a couple of days before Hurricane Harvey hit.
Really, yeah.
Like, I mean, that's just blatant, disrespectful, spiteful shit.
I mean, it's just he's an ass.
It is what
you
it
know?
is.
Like,
it is what it
yeah.
is. Yeah,
He's an ass.
yeah. It is what it is because when you do it once, you do it twice. Okay, so whatever.
It's a pattern now.
But
Shame
now-
on you.
Now it's like
George W.
now it's like it's everything. Like,
Fool me once, can't fool me again.
can't fool me
He's like,
again.
I can fool me again.
Can't get fooled again.
It's
Yeah,
not
man.
it's not surprising though that this is something that he would do. I mean, he's a.
No, it's not. That's
I mean,
and that's what I was more getting at. Is who even if it's just him. This
Right.
is right in line with everything that he kind of talked about throughout his campaign and that
Right.
he's done up to this point.
So he's being consistent.
Yeah,
he's
whether it's
definitely being
all
consistent.
anti-Obama
Right.
or not. Yes, he's repealing things, but I mean, just in all fairness, like that's always just shit like that's gone on in politics for a long time. The
It
opposing,
is, but he's not doing anything positive.
Oh, I completely agree. Yeah, I'm just saying.
So
At
I
all.
think it's less personal and more about what he ran on and promised.
but he ran on personal.
He ran on bigotry.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Yes.
to their
It's
point.
personal.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know.
that's what I think.
But I think it
I agree
was-
with that. I agree with
it's all
that.
these, folks who felt,
Entitled.
like yeah,
I say
yeah.
like
When
this,
Obama
it's
was
personal
president
in
for
a
8 years.
sense of he's speaking for all these people that didn't like the fact that President Obama was in office.
Yes.
So he's speaking for them. In turn, it's personal, just on a bigger front.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion, though.
It could be.
I just
mean,
really-
it's-
I just
I'm
really-
sure it's all of it, dude. Like
To Spool's point, bad. Like at the end of the day, bad is bad, right? Across the board, bad is bad. But I think what Terry is saying here, I agree with, because to me, that's a huge part of it, along with what he ran on and what he quote unquote said he was going to run on.
Barack
But-
Obama was very socially progressive.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Donald Trump is very not socially progressive.
Right.
He doesn't
Right.
believe those things matter.
Exactly.
Right.
That
Yeah.
is what I think this is more about.
Twitter fingers, man.
Fair enough.
You know?
Yeah, the Twitter the Twitter fingers is it's funny. We're talking about
Yeah.
like
that's
I was
a whole
talking to my
other-
cousins about this.
It
Actually,
sucks.
It's like, who has the time as the president of the United States of America to respond to everything that makes you feel uncomfortable or someone is picking on you,
Well,
quote unquote, or whatever?
It's
On
on,
Twitter, though.
but it's only like
Or is it everything, or is it certain?
it's from certain news media outlets that have enough reach.
Okay, so
to
he disses
possibly contradict him
he disses CNN, right?
because they're big enough to
I mean,
where they
this
can
is
battle with
everybody
him.
but
Fox. But Fox.
Mhm.
There it is. That's my
Yeah.
Everybody but Fox.
You know, Tommy Lauren's on Fox now.
Mm.
She'll
She'll fit right in. She'll be right
Yeah,
at
it's
home.
perfect.
Yeah.
Ding dong.
That's great that's perfect for her. Yeah.
Dude,
Okay.
it's terrifying that he's our president with all this North Korea stuff that's going on.
Yeah,
Like,
that as well.
They
Spools.
just been testing bombs left and right.
Spools. I agree. You
Shout
could.
out to
I
my
could.
man Joe Harvey out there in South Korea, man. We're thinking
Word.
about you, man. Like,
Word.
Bosan.
Word. Yeah.
it's crazy, man.
Spools hit the nail on the head, man. Like, to me, that is genuinely and honestly, I can say 100% to me frightening. That when he talks about that situation, the nuclear situation, that's real. Like that.
Hell yeah, it's real.
That's
man.
real.
It's no.
Yeah, that's nothing to play with,
Not
man.
good.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
He's like,
Hey,
So,
"Duh."
we see you tap some of it.
hey,
I don't know how that worked with that, but we'll take it, I
Mhm.
guess.
He doesn't know the programs right now, so he's just
You know,
Yeah.
you got it's with anything though. You give him time. You know
It's
what I'm
just
saying?
hey, man.
hey.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you can use that for anything.
It could also be the hey, I agree with that, or hey,
Mhm.
no, I don't agree with that. It's like what's that South Park episode where they use Marklar for everything?
No, I don't know.
There's a South Park episode where they're like, oh, Marklar and the Marklar.
Hey, hey,
Well, since we're you know
Yeah.
since we're doing an episode now, we're recording, we're live. I'm gonna get you
Okay.
on record saying that you will you will record my request for Spools and have that program by the next time we go in. Is that fair?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that I'm going to do that, but I will try
Mhm.
to do that.
No. Okay, that's fine.
and since you want to lighten the mood
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
and move
What you want to
on,
do? I gotta
Yeah.
let him cook. No, that's
Yeah.
fine. I'll do it. I'll take care of it. I'll let you cook.
So
Go ahead.
Mike has been
Yes.
sticking his gum
Yeah.
under stools and shit.
Talk to him
Yeah,
now.
man.
Tell him about it. Go ahead.
It's
Multiple pieces of
It's an
gum.
unfortunate set of circumstances.
We're stuck under the stool.
Tell him how many pieces
I didn't count them.
How many,
but like,
Sean?
I think it was 4.
like
4
Mike said,
out of a year of podcasting.
the
Paul?
thing about it is Mike,
35 years old.
yeah,
Mm.
sixth
Mind
grade
you.
ass Mike.
6th grade ass Mike. Hashtag that if y'all watching.
4th grade ass Mike.
Oh, either one, whatever.
Recess ass Mike
Yeah, all 3 of those if y'all want to use those.
is sticking gum on the bottom of stools. So we just wanted to give him a high five for that,
Appreciate
man.
you, brother.
He actually kind of admitted to it, which is strange.
Yeah.
Because Mike doesn't really admit to stuff.
Okay.
But the way that he admitted to it was like, well, you know, how long has that chair been there? I might have did like one.
Okay.
No, he didn't even say that.
He didn't say that,
What
but it
did I
was
say?
He
somewhere
never
around
actually
there.
admitted, like when asked the question, he was
No,
like,
he did admit
he
it.
was like, "There's a bunch of pieces down there."
Oh, that's what
That
I
was
said.
basically what he said.
Okay.
There's a bunch of pieces down there.
It's
Did
the
you do
community.
it? There's
It's
a bunch of pieces down there. So
Mm.
it's like,
He never said he didn't do
No.
it.
Okay. Now I'll tell you what. Here's what's great about this. Here's what's funny about this.
35.
First of all, you guys are keeping with the theme for the show today, so I like that. That's cool.
Recess ass Mike.
Go ahead. Thank you. Here's what the listeners and watchers, whatever format that you use, won't know is that I believe the said stool that we're talking about.
Nope, you're about to defer.
No, I'm not deferring. I'm
course he is.
context. This is context.
Put it in
We want to make
context.
sure we put this in context.
Okay.
I would say I've known you for a long time. I would say that you've probably had that stool. What we'll say 6 to 8 years, give or take.
We had this conversation.
No. Let him answer. Let him answer.
Sure, let me answer.
So what? How long have you had it?
So I've lived in my previous place
Yes.
for about a year, and I used it for one purpose:
Okay. So you bought.
podcast.
So you bought the stool. You bought the stool when we started the podcast.
No, I had the stool before that, but here's
Okay.
the thing, Mike. I noticed that the gum was on the bottom of the stool when I
Mhm.
went to move to the new place, as you kind of may possibly not know.
Okay. So
I would have noticed the gum
the
from the previous.
So there's your timeline.
So the stool
Yeah.
the stool didn't precede the podcast, or it did. You had it prior to us recording, right? Did you? I'm just asking for them. It's for them. Did you have it? Did you have it?
Is this the?
No.
Oh, yes, I absolutely had it before
All
that.
deferment.
Absolutely had it
Mike
before that.
minored in law, for those that
So-
don't know.
Yeah.
This is
so he
the,
knows how to argue a case.
So you had it prior to
No, I
us recording.
I absolutely had it prior
Okay.
to us to recording. It absolutely was not being used before that for anything.
Oh, so you had the stool just posted up in the closet prior to us recording.
Actually, yes.
Okay. Well, I can't argue that. All right. That works for me.
So basically,
Is everybody
the
happy?
root of the story is Mike stuck 4 pieces of gum underneath a
was
stool
more
that's
than
not
4.
his
Yeah.
at age 35.
Over how
It
long a
won't cop
period
to
of
it.
time was
It
it?
won't cop
less
to it.
than a year.
It won't count.
Less than a year.
Over-
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we was doing shows before we start airing them. So
Okay.
we say this is episode 45.
Right.
It had to be at least 48, 49.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the
if
gum
he
was
put
during
him
the
on-
trials before we started
Oh, we
recording?
did.
I mean,
We
it
did
was-
8 full weeks before we
We
started.
did.
Yeah.
Also, we a year's worth then.
Okay.
A year's worth of gum
So he never. I just
from a
want.
35-year-old man.
I want everybody to know
And
that.
I mean, man like that. A 35-year-old adult person.
I want
Recess
everybody
ass
to
Mike.
know. I want
that
everybody
knows
to know.
that literally there was a trash can in Lone's old place.
Oh, okay.
I would say
Probably the
This is
whole time.
12
great.
12
this
feet.
is great. This is great. I love the
12
feet.
feet,
Oh, yeah, right around the corner.
12 to 15 feet, almost directly.
And that was also
Oh, it
there
was
the
a straight
entire
shot.
time of the
No,
airing.
I
I
said
mean,
like
there's
Okay.
a cup rim because we always have cups.
There's a
That's
thought.
true.
There's
You could
things
just
adults
put your-
do.
Oh, adults put gum on the cup rim.
Yeah, definitely
Okay,
before
that's
putting it
what's
on the
up.
bottom of a chair.
I like that.
Hey.
I like that. Okay. So we'll just put a
I'm
bow.
checking. I'm, every time you come to my crib, I'm checking the bottom of all my shit now, dude. Like,
We'll put a bow on this and say he had the stool for probably 3 to 5 years prior to using it. It sat in the
No,
closet.
actually, hold up.
And the only
hold up.
time
no,
we
that's
saw the
no,
gum
was
was
not
when
at all.
Hold up,
what
that's the
was
when we
moot point.
recorded.
It's the moot point.
Okay.
Because after I moved it over there, I would have known if there was gum on it.
I like that. So
So-
you would have known prior to setting it down before we start recording.
And
I
here's-
like that. I like that. I like that. That's fair. That's fair.
yeah. When you got it at the store, did it come with gum on it already?
No, it didn't.
No. Okay.
It was
So-
on the pool joint too. Wasn't
So
it?
when you got it at the
It's
store,
under the chair.
so when
right
you
on
got
the chair, but it was on the little lever you had to pull in order to flatten the chair.
Foul.
Oh yeah, that's the main
Yeah.
reason. That's why I
Okay.
took the picture because I couldn't even stick my finger on there.
okay.
I was like, oh, gum, but then I was like, I can't even
That's-
close.
So you purchased the recliner right before we start recording too? I'm just asking. You stay out of this.
No,
Then
you
we-
just none of
I'm
what
asking.
you're asking matters.
No, I'm not saying it does. I'm just asking for them.
Just
So
more
did you just get the recliner before
know
we
what?
What does
start
that have to
recording?
do with anything?
Does
just
anybody
asking.
have Donald Trump's number? Because I think we may have somebody that could fit on his cabinet.
We might.
I'm not down for fam. Don't put me on this cabinet, man.
Hey.
I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Mike's just like, he didn't say that.
Yeah.
He didn't.
I didn't say that.
No.
I love black people.
Okay, so back to the rundown. Yeah. Show definitely took a turn for the worse.
Hey.
All right, so moving on. Let's go
I know
to
one way that could have been avoided.
Are you done, man?
If a grown up would have just thrown his gum away. All right, now I'm
If
done
Mike
now.
is over at your house,
Oh,
Seriously,
man.
I'm on the
Chewing
lookout.
Yeah,
just make
It's
sure
all
you know where
good.
that gum goes.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Because
Right on.
Mike is a good dude.
I'll say
Yeah,
this.
I
But you don't
appreciate
want
that,
to. You
though.
don't want to find some gum. Then Mike just.
You
know,
you took a
sixth
higher road
grade-
than Spools. I
sixth
appreciate you
grade
saying I'm a
come-
good dude though.
You
Hey,
know,
nah,
Spools
you are,
won't
but
say
sixth
that.
grade
come
comes
on.
and goes. Sometimes you know.
You know,
This
you
is my
might-
golf partner right here.
You,
That's
you
my
could have,
man.
you know, maybe you're in the middle of a statement, you had to speak something, you had to get rid of it real fast. That's
Yeah.
cool. I just don't know how you did it so slyly.
Do you think I could have been in the middle of a statement and have had to remove my gum maybe 4 times over the course of a year? What do you think?
Nah,
Do you think
B.
that?
That probably
because,
could happen
like-
4 times over a year, couldn't it?
Like I might have been chewing some gum, but
Yeah.
like there's no gum under here.
Yeah.
Like,
Mike, I'm just telling you, man. Like, bottom line,
Yes, sir.
nobody does that.
Okay.
Nah,
That's
man.
fair. That's fair.
It's like elementary school.
This is the first time. All right.
That you've seen an adult do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, man. Well, that's cool. We're gonna go ahead and go with that, and then can we jump back into the rundown now?
Perhaps.
Cool. Are we gonna talk about our special guest now? Or are we? gonna
Oh,
talk to
we
something
definitely gonna
else?
talk about our special guest.
All
So,
right.
can I'll do the setup for the special guest, right?
Go ahead.
So, last Thursday, it's Tuesday we're taping, but it was last Thursday.
Yeah.
There
So
was
this will be out
on
Same day.
a week
Same
from
day, a week.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
a week ago.
a week ago, right? So we went to it's
Epic Lounge.
Yeah.
Epic Lounge. Okay.
Great
Epic-
place.
Great place to visit. Nice VIP area.
It was a great event too.
yeah, the
Yeah, awesome event.
First of all, the event was dope.
Mhm.
The atmosphere was dope. It was good. I got to see a lot of people, a lot of good people in there, man. A lot of music heads in there. So the atmosphere, the vibe was cool. That was dope.
Yeah.
But there was a producer, I guess, not showcase, more of a battle or contest, we'll say.
It was pubbed as a battle,
Pub is a battle, but more of a,
If you-
say?
if you can call it pub.
Pub. Okay, we'll get to that. Had producers, 5, 6,
3.
3. Was it 3?
There's 3.
All the beats sound the same. I ain't know.
Mm.
Was it 3?
Yeah, there was 3 guys. They played one round, then they played another round.
Okay,
2
so
rounds.
3 producers. There was a judge. Obviously, we had the young man from the radio station. I didn't catch his name.
Yeah, Justin Love.
Justin Love.
He had
Yeah.
great insight.
We'll get to him. The young lady
Psych.
that was there as well from 96.3.
No,
Yeah.
she was
Was she
from
from
97.9.
97.9?
Well.
Oh, they were
Miss
both from the same
E-Class.
station.
Miss
E-Class.
E-Class.
Okay, shout out to E-Class. All right. And then we had the legendary
There was somebody else too. I don't remember what the guy's name was.
he was in the industry. I don't know if it was production, if it was A&R.
They were talking about it, but I didn't catch it.
He was
fully.
his resume was legit though. He had done A&R. I
Yeah.
don't know if he was producing, but he was legit.
Yeah.
So he was a judge as well. And then obviously we had the legendary chocolate boy wonder Pete Rock. You know what I'm
Pete
saying?
Rock.
Now
Legend.
for the record, we all grew up on Pete Rock.
Yeah.
He's probably in my top 5 producers. One of my huge influences. Coldest, probably arguably the coldest bass lines. You know what I'm saying? As a
And we
producer
will
that I've
never
known.
we will never co-sign any slander against Pete
Nah.
Rock.
Not at all.
Just want to put that out
Yeah,
there.
we grew up on Pete Rock. So
He made arguably the best beat of all time.
yes.
Definitely Troy.
Troy is one of the top 5 hip hop songs ever made.
ever.
Yeah.
So
That's
don't
the
get it
first-
twisted.
That's the first CD I ever had.
Yeah, so don't get it twisted. The guy that we're talking about is an OG, a legend, a huge influence on all of us. We all grew up on Pete Rock. But Pete Rock was on some bullshit Thursday night. And
It ain't even all his fault though.
it's not his
So
fault.
I'm not even gonna say he was on bullshit.
Who was it then? Was it the circumstances?
This is what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
The event was really nice. It was
Okay.
put on by Remy Martin.
Okay.
They had cocktails,
Free
Food,
food.
free food.
food.
Beautiful
they
young
had
ladies.
Go get
Go-go.
well. Epic does that anyway.
Okay.
So that's an epic thing.
The vibe was dope.
Who's ever not been epic, know that you're gonna have a good time as far as the go-go dancers and their presentation.
Yes.
Indiana Jones held it down.
Shout out to Indiana
He held it
Jones.
down.
Top Speed was in the building. Saw him.
Definitely.
Metronome was in the building.
A lot of local producers were in the building
Yes, sir.
that possibly could have, should have been in this competition.
Yes. I
The
agree.
thing about it is, the reason why I don't say Pete Rock was on bullshit
Mhm.
is because he judged a battle that he was put in front of, so to speak. I'm pretty sure
Right.
he didn't have anything to do with it.
Okay.
The bullshit part comes with the scores that some of these people were getting.
But he's in.
Well,
I guess what I'm saying is he's involved in that because of some of the scores.
Yeah, for that part.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, there's really two parts. There's
Okay.
there's the selection process of the producers, whoever was in control of that,
Definitely.
Yes.
and then the fact that it was just the gassing of the scores.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about when I
That's it.
say bullshit. That's what I'm talking about.
You
The
know.
gassing of the scores. Now, we saw multiple people in the building that night, man. I'm talking about from Jay Brookins, Jay Moore, like credible sources in terms of hip hop.
Fee-Ray was there.
Fee-Ray's one
Soul
of them.
Cinematic submitted to the
and did not get
and
selected.
didn't get in.
And
That's
just
a
for the
whole nother
record,
thing.
Soul Cinematic might be my favorite producer from the city,
Mm,
and he's got really, really great beats.
yes,
Definitely.
very
And
talented.
And he won Brookins Battle twice in a row.
Yeah.
So
Very
Nevi
talented.
was there. Who else
Nevi,
was
Mac
there?
Wolf, Preach,
Mac Wolf
Wolf
Preach
was
was in the
there.
building.
Methadone Clinic. He
Yep.
was there.
Yep.
Nice.
Man, there were a lot. Harry Otaka.
Harry
was there.
Taco was there. And he's actually hasn't been in a beat battle, but
No, he
Harry-
was way back in the day.
Okay.
but not the new ones.
not
Yeah,
here
the ones
recently.
that's,
But everybody
Broad Ripple
knows.
Music Festival
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, but
definitely.
everybody knows his pedigree of beats.
Bottom
Oh, yeah.
line, a lot of talented people were in the
Oh, yeah.
building.
Major 7th was there.
I was there.
Yeah.
Longevity was there.
Longevity was there.
Yes. So there are a
Yeah.
lot of talented people, bottom line, in the building.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll hold myself. I don't know if you were telling me maybe I shouldn't hold myself as accountable in terms of not entering because of how it was marketed. Right?
I'll be honest. I didn't see this event even pop up on my timeline.
Me neither.
We run Bringing Down the Band.
Right.
It is our job to know and to pay attention to stuff.
I think we
Facts.
seen it
events.
on the 17th.
We saw it on the 17th, and we posted on Instagram the same day we saw it.
Right. Right.
Then Brookins, I think, saw it a couple days after that, and he hit up the Brookins. The reason why there were so many producers in the building was because Brookins took the initiative to
Yes.
reach out to everybody saying, hey, this is here.
Yes.
Let's go show out. Let's be there.
Yes.
Support this event.
Yes.
Mhm.
And he did that. And everybody came out.
We
and
showed up, yeah.
and showed up, supported it, for our city.
Yes.
Then again, it was a great event. I can't
Yeah.
really stress that anymore.
I guess as a member of the hip hop community here in Indianapolis, as we all are, I think what bothered me the most is, one is, like you said, maybe we were just asleep, but I don't think we're that asleep in terms of
Nah,
the
B.
promotion, right? So I don't think we were that asleep. Two, I don't know who was involved. Maybe it was the judges for the selection process.
Yeah,
To
what kind of ear do those cats have?
that is, to me, that's what bothered me the most, because you got judges or radio personalities or whomever it is that are going to be thinking, this is how you represent producers from Indianapolis, and it's going to be a bad representation. I'm sorry. Like,
I mean,
you say what you
with all
want.
due respect to everybody who was up on the judging panel, nobody really deserved to be up there except for Pete Rock and maybe that other fella.
Maybe they could have put Top Speed up there in this
Top
place.
Speed would have been good. But
Indiana Jones
that-
could have been in this place.
That's neither here nor there, really. That's
Right.
really neither here nor there.
right.
Because hindsight's always 20.
Yeah, I
It
mean, at
always
the end of the
is.
day, somebody, they took the initiative to throw the event. That's
Right.
great. But the things that stuck out to me as a producer and as somebody that has advocated for producers in the city for a very long time,
Yes, you have.
there were many people in that crowd who, and this is not even taken away from the working producers in the city that don't do battles, because there's plenty of dope producers that do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
There were, and this is, and I got to throw this out there too. This is nothing against the producers that were selected.
Let's make that a point.
It has nothing
This
to do
has
with y'all.
nothing to do with the guy that won,
No,
the gentleman that participated.
no.
This has nothing to do with them.
I'm gonna say this too, because I don't know if the other guys were actually from here, I do know that the boss 𝗡𝗲𝐄
Yes.
is actually from
He's from here. Okay.
He had the best beat, and it did not move on. So
I remember that. I do remember that one joint because I looked at you and I was like, okay.
yeah,
I was like, okay, there we go.
There was one joint out of the 6 that I was like, okay. This
and
is,
I
Yeah.
think that was from the boss.
It was from
𝗡𝗲𝐄
him. I
dude.
think it was
Yeah.
from him.
I don't think that was him though, but I don't know. Maybe it was.
It might have
think
been. I
it
think it
was.
was from him though.
It
I
was.
think it was from him.
I'm not familiar.
So
What's
it's
the
not
names?
like this isn't a slight toward producers
Nah.
who
It's just
are from here. It's just that our pedigree
it's high.
is high, and we know what we're hearing, and we know who should be in those positions.
That's
And
what we do.
And it actually was a sign of showing love and lifting up the producers that we know should have been in that situation,
Absolutely.
Well said. Well
rather
said.
than being
Well said.
a kind of hate towards the event type thing, because
Nah.
there's no hate towards the event.
Yeah.
It's just that people should know or need to know who to check for when they come here. And I don't see anything wrong with that. It's just like when you go to Detroit, you just came back from Detroit.
Right.
Detroit has a very rich musical culture.
Yes.
They have a no-fly zone.
Exactly.
If you don't come here and mess with us, spend money with us, ride with us, and you can't come.
Right.
Simple as that. So what's wrong with uplifting our artists that we think should be on that pedestal
Yeah.
for outsiders that come in and see us?
Especially us that push that culture.
Exactly. We
You know?
want to see the people that are winning win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't really understand how people who weren't there have so much to say about how we viewed this event.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can't honor, and this is just, like I said, this is just my opinion and my 2 cents. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. I can't honor a perspective if you weren't there. When I say
Exactly.
honor, I mean you're not going to chastise or tell me how I should feel about this event and you weren't there. You had to actually be there to understand the feelings that we had. We were there. Spoolz didn't attend, but we've
No, I was
explained to
not
him
there.
what happened, right?
Mhm.
So Spoolz is credible enough to know that we know what we're talking about based off being there. So we filled him in terms of what we saw. But if you weren't there, it's a situation where you had to be there to truly get a feel. It was almost like it was a very awkward. It was an awkward feeling for me because it's like I'm looking at people to my left and to my right that I know will put on for the city of Indianapolis 10 times better than what I heard.
And that's the thing. I felt bad, and this has nothing to do with me, even though we had our little altercation online.
Sure.
Pete Rock and I. But
Shout out to Pete.
it was a misunderstanding. But
Yeah.
it had nothing to do with me. It had to do with the fact that there were people in that audience that I really wanted to be able to showcase in front of somebody like Pete Rock.
Bingo.
You know, and people that have been grinding. Not to say these guys haven't been grinding,
I don't know their stories.
but exactly. I don't know their
stories.
I don't know those stories.
But
But
you know what the other people's beats sound like.
I sure do.
I do. And I would have really liked to for somebody like a Soul Cinematic to be able to present him, or even you. I know you've been.
Yeah.
You're the reason I make beats, and
Appreciate
that was like 2001. So
right.
you know, like it that's, you know, and I know you've met Pete before, and you've showcased in front of him before.
Yeah, I have.
But it's one of those things, you know, like this is an industry that is oversaturated. We don't get this is an argument I see. We don't get very many industry events here.
Yeah.
But we got one, and Pete Rock was there, and this is what happened.
And when you say Pete Rock was there, it's like it's beyond the competition where it's like it's at the Vogue and he's on the stage.
He was
and
like right there.
And he just judges and leaves.
Yeah.
No, he was there, like interacting, kicking it with people, actually there.
Yeah.
So for I'll just pick somebody, right? I'm gonna randomly pick somebody. So for a Mac Wolf Preach to be able to play beats in front of Pete Rock that close and then talk to him
Exactly.
afterwards.
Both. Yep.
During
It's both
and
of them,
afterwards.
but it's both. It's not
both.
it's not just the simple networking.
Right.
Because you can do that, and people were doing that. It's being able to show him what you can do,
then
and
go
then
talk to
go
him.
talk to him, because then you actually have the clout to actually create that relationship.
That's priceless. That's priceless.
And that's what people don't get.
Yeah. You don't
So-
get to play. You don't get to play beats for somebody of that stature, and then go talk to them right after they heard you.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah. And I've witnessed that before when I did
Yeah.
I did an I Standard in Chicago,
Yeah.
and Buck Wild
Yeah.
was a judge.
OG.
And he came up to me. He's like, "Hey, yo, that one beat you played was like crazy. You had all the girls doing all this and this." I was like, "That's what's up." You know,
Priceless.
I couldn't have that conversation if
Nah.
I was sitting on the sidelines.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like it's another one of those things where you kind of have to be in that situation to understand what that's like and how important that is for our people
Yes.
in this city.
Yes.
And that's what stood out to me, and that's what caused me to tweet what I
Could you
tweeted.
imagine if Dylan Prevails had a chance to play his records in that circumstance?
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, think about that. Like, you gotta literally think about Joey French.
Yeah,
Had he
Joey.
got a
That's the
chance to play
thing,
stuff like that.
Even Brookins brought this up when he went live. We're spoiled here as far as even having the beat battle,
Yeah.
because you're hearing some of the best go head to head.
Right.
You know, so I mean there was beats that I heard that were Fisher Price, Joey French beats.
I mean, shouts to Jay Moore. He said it best right there. He said none of these beats would have made it out of the first round.
None of
Jay
them.
Brookins beat battle.
At all.
Like that, there was
You know.
like the reason why I say it was a Fisher Price, Joey French beat, because it kind of had the elements of a Joey French beat, but it wasn't a Joey French
the
beat.
quality wasn't there.
It wasn't there.
Quality wasn't there.
You wasn't hearing those layers, those transitions, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And again, that's not a shot at the producers.
it's not a
They
shot.
have nothing to do with it. They just signed up for a competition. right?
And I'm not even gonna say their beats were like just bad like that.
No, they
But
weren't.
when I think of a producer battle,
That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's a battle.
that's
Yeah.
the thing.
And if it's
just
not
like,
a battle, then that's on the Remy Martin's producers
exactly,
for showcasing.
it's just like when you
for
think about
promoting it.
like a rap battle versus just like a rap show.
right.
If some cats come up and they spitting, it's a battle. They're
Right.
coming at your throat. I'm trying to get you. I want the crown.
right.
It's gonna be hard. You know what I'm saying? With a producer battle, it's supposed to be the same thing. So you're supposed to be giving me that energy, that feel. Like, I mean, I know y'all have been at the hi-fi
Yeah.
where a beat has came on and everybody in that room is like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've looked at him many times and
That
been like,
did
okay,
not
that's
happen.
it. Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Hmm.
So imagine being in that mind state when you go to a producer battle.
Yeah.
and knowing that producers that can do that are standing right next to you.
Yeah, and you didn't get that feeling.
Yeah. And then to top it off, knowing that this is the representation
Of
of
us,
your area,
Of
right?
us.
area.
This is the representation of your area.
in front of Pete Rock.
Yeah. That's what hurt me the most. I was like, yo, he's going to get on the airplane thinking, yo, this is the cream of the crop for Indianapolis in terms of producers.
Now
Like-
explain
So
the
let's go
whole
further.
gassing up thing.
So let's go further. All right. So I was sitting there tweeting at the time.
Talk that talk, man.
And one of my tweets that I sent out, so here's the thing.
And Pete's such an OG too, man. I love Pete.
And
man.
this is why it was surprising too,
Yeah.
to an extent.
Yeah.
Because everything was rated out of 50. Right.
Right.
So the first beat he gave a 37. I was like, I kind of looked around, like, yeah, that's probably what I would give.
Right.
Got around to the second round, and he gave a beat of 48 out of 50. And I just looked at like 7 people at the same time,
I was one of those 7.
and everybody had the same look on their face, like, what? And
And he justified it too. He was like, yeah, you had this going on, you
this,
had
and-
that going on.
and-
And I'm like,
all the
Hi-hats.
producers
fam.
and all the producers in there were just kind of like, nah, B.
He knows better than that.
It's
He
you
knows
like-
better
made
than that.
Troy, B.
And that's my thing. Like,
made
you
Troy,
You made
fam.
Troy. You gonna give him 49 out of 50
because of his hi-hats. And you made Troy?
Man, you made halftime.
Spoolz, he
on
made
Nas's
Troy,
first
man.
album.
I know.
Nah, man. So
Go
I
ahead,
tweet.
man.
So
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what I did is I just got on Twitter, and it was joking. It was lighthearted. I said, "Quit gassing these weak beats." At Pete Rock, ha, laughing emoji, 3 of them.
Yes.
That's all it was. So obviously, if you look at that, you can probably see, okay, he's not. It's what it is, right? Whatever. I didn't think anything of it. I made a couple other tweets, kind of quoting people that were talking stuff. Whatever. I went to sleep that night. I wake up the next day and Pete Rod is tweeting me like,
He's thinking he's talking about his beats. Though.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing.
That's the thing. He thought that I was going to him, but I wasn't. So, and I tried to tell him that, but he didn't grasp it.
There's no way that anybody can doubt your expertise in this hip hop game on these boards, on these NPCs.
I can't even respect you if you like.
But
if you
no
can't,
way.
Yeah, I can't respect you if you come at Pete like that about his beats. I can't respect you.
He rated 2 beats a 48 out of 50 and a 49 out of 50.
Yeah.
So at that point,
and then the other dude gave it a 50 out of 50.
Well,
and it was not hot at all like that.
I'm not going to even talk about
And
him.
they were saying it was like the best beats that they had heard from any state damn near.
As a person that has judged multiple beat battles and contests, right? When you get your sheet and you talk about what you look for in XYZ, he can relate to that.
I can relate to
you
that.
can relate to that
because you
judged. You judged in the ones I was in, and you kept it a buck with me. It just hurts to know, like I can see through bullshit as a producer. I can see right through the bullshit,
and that's all it was. It was just like you weren't being. 100.
And when you're looking at the person that's saying it, I know he knows better than that.
Yeah,
that's why we were so outraged because it's like I know you know better.
You can expect the radio cats to say that.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not even. I don't even care about them.
Nah,
I'm talking. We talking about the OG.
Yeah, and that's the thing because like, and to be honest, it wasn't even like I was upset because I went to sleep that night. That was cool. It wasn't no big deal.
But you knew better.
Yeah, and I was just like, this ain't.
He knows better than that.
Stop gassing this, man.
He knows better than that. Yeah. Here's my question though. I want to try to tie this in. I want to see if this works. I think it will. David Banner made a very interesting point when he talked about, he said Trump low-key is going to be good for, when he talked about black people, right? Talking about black people, galvanizing black people to actually start looking at ourselves and accountability and forming together, whatever.
Yeah.
I want to draw the parallel to this by saying, maybe this is something, Jay Brookins actually kind of talked about it. Maybe this is something where we can, and I'm going to incorporate Spoolz here. Maybe this is something that as a whole, the city of Indianapolis, we talk about producers or artists, whoever, when we know that there are people that are rocking or people that are cold or people that are very, very talented, like making sure as a community that said people or said person or whoever gets that proper shine when these opportunities come on. Am I wrong when I say?
No, you're not.
You see what I'm saying? In terms of us coming together to make sure that we taking care of each other.
I'll say
when
this.
These things come.
I'll say this, and this is the one thing that actually was quite impressive from Indianapolis from this whole stance, is that I saw people supporting each other through this whole situation, and it was actually quite great to see.
That's what I'm going for.
And it was like, okay, I see our community supporting our community.
That's what I'm going for.
You know, and almost getting upset at the fact that we were kind of slighted because at the end of the day, it was an industry event.
Yeah.
Even though we have DJs that work for the radio stations.
Sure.
And some of them are friends and they're cool, and I'm not going to talk down about the radio stations, but we know what the radio stations are.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not our
program.
They're not our community like that. Okay. So I think they need to be held accountable. I think they need to be told on a repetitive basis from our community when they're doing that, whether or not that leads into whatever it changes or not. But I think it's important for us to stand up for ourselves in that manner. That's
exactly what. That's the whole point.
Because I went back and forth on how I was going to address this at all, if I was going to, and I was just like, you know what? Nah, that wasn't right.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You know,
that's the beautiful thing about it, actually.
Is that it wasn't right.
I mean, I could have taken
not that it wasn't right, was that how much we wanted to propel each other on this. I don't produce. I don't make beats. But you might have heard me boo and say the score was too high during the event.
Yeah.
And people heard me say that.
Yeah.
It's because I was passionate about that.
Yeah.
There was people in this audience that should have been on that stage.
Yeah.
Showcasing their beats in front of Pete Rock. And that's just how I felt. And that's my love of my city. I want us that are or the ones that are up there that I feel like should represent us to be up there representing us in front of a Pete Rock.
So
Simple as that.
so Spoolz, I'm gonna come to you.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you letting us rant because we were there,
Yeah.
man. So
No problem.
Is this based on what we described? Do you think this is doable in terms of having a positive spin and being able to uplift moving forward? Do you think, like what Lone was talking about in terms of, kind of having everybody support each other and see the importance of actually pushing each other forward instead of hating and having the crabs in the barrel mentality? Do you think that would be something that would be doable? Like, is that something that's doable for the hip hop scene here in Indianapolis, in your opinion?
Yeah, it is doable, and I've seen it occasionally from time to time over the years of being involved with the hip hop community in Indianapolis. I don't know, 8 years or whatever, 10 years. But no, this whole thing seems to just kind of be like, I guess the one thing that comes to my mind is, how was it promoted?
Right.
And
A
why?
lot of
And
people
why
have been
didn't?
saying that.
Why didn't Mac Wolf preach? Why didn't Evie Moon? Why didn't Lonegevity? Why didn't Major
I
Seventh?
would have
Why
jumped on that
didn't,
in a heartbeat.
Ray? Why didn't Man Dog? Why didn't I know there's a ton of producers. I can't even
So Cinematic did
yeah.
present,
And that's the
he
one dude,
was
and I
not.
That,
like
bothers
that.
that bothers
that
me.
dude's super.
That
dope.
really bothers me.
That bothers me.
But 150 people knew about it. But there's another 30, 40, 50 people defame David Peck. I mean, like.
But even
just
even
like,
a ton of other producers, that aren't in that scene in the city too.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, nobody knew how to submit.
Got you.
That's the whole thing.
So that's the one thing.
So
that
by
jumps out to
next
me.
year,
Yeah.
everybody knows how to submit to the what's it called?
It's the Remy
Martin
Remy
producers.
Producer Showcase.
Here's another thing too, and here's what I'm gonna throw out there. The year before, Soulja Boy was the judge.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So that's
So, I
a
mean-
different type of rhythm you're looking for.
And
Am I
that's-
going to be interested if Soulja Boy comes here on a Remy Martin producer showcase?
No.
I'm not.
You
Right.
touched on the next thing, the thought. In
So
my
who
mind
knows going
just
to be here
from
next year?
Listening to you guys talking to other people about what happened and everything, is that like, bless you, is
Bless
that man, maybe they were looking for a certain thing too.
Yeah.
Maybe they were looking for a certain sound.
They
that
had
was,
to be if So
From what
Cinematic
you
does
heard-
not make it.
from
They
what you
had to
played
be
for
looking.
me
Yeah.
of the cats that were there, and I'd never heard of any
Yeah,
of the guys.
those beats are online.
But that doesn't
right
mean
now.
they're not awesome. I don't know those dudes, but they could be dope. But what you played for me just sounded very like light commercial,
Yeah, it was very radio friendly.
radio friendly type. Maybe that's just what they were looking for. So I'm not trying to give them the benefit of the doubt or whatever. As far as like Sean's comment to Pete Rock or whatever, I mean, like,
Name a Pete Rock track that's been on the radio.
Man.
Other than what?
dude, we don't know. Here's the thing: is we don't know. We weren't there when Pete Rock negotiated the contract with Remy Martin.
No,
So what-
there's
No.
nothing against him.
It's not
You know
a
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
It's not.
Like,
It's
I
not
ain't
that.
nothing against Pete Rock.
So as far as like,
Pete Rock was thrown into an awkward situation,
Yep,
if you ask me.
absolutely.
And,
You know
you
what I'm
know,
saying?
but as far as Sean's comments, like it, he said it. He didn't have to say it, but you did. You said what you meant. It was or wasn't taken out of context.
No, it absolutely was.
it-
But,
It happened. It's whatever. Like these things happen,
It's-
and like, but I agree. I mean, there's I know a lot of really dope producers and very talented people in this city, but there's a lot of people out there doing it that I don't know as well. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? For sure. So, like you said, I think the positive thing that comes out of this is everyone knows how to submit now.
Yep.
So maybe Pete Rock
Maybe.
won't be back next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
But shit, maybe it'll be Premiere. Maybe it'll be
right.
who knows? You know what I mean? And then it's it's a slow. I want to see Indianapolis on like other cities are on, like other people know. I mean, we know hip hop from every surrounding city for the most part, right? But and I don't mean like commercial rap, and that's cool too. I want that to happen too. That hasn't happened much in Indianapolis, but maybe this is a step towards like something good, like you said. You know, I
Hopefully
hope so
so.
at least.
And like we are on essentially, because I
And
mean
I-
we've
and I-
talked about this caddy a numerous amount of times. Coach K is responsible for what's on the radio right now.
He is.
Coach K is definitely from the city.
Correct.
He's from Naptown.
Indianapolis
so-
is not known as a hip hop city.
We're not, but
Here's the
he's
point.
responsible for what's going on in hip hop right now.
Sure.
So,
Especially on a commercial level.
Especially from a managerial.
and
Yeah.
if you're talking about real hip hop, like Lonzo Ball said, he's responsible for Migos. And
Yeah.
he's responsible for Future. Well,
We
he's not
defi-
responsible for Future, but
we
that's what
definitely gonna
Lonzo said.
We
But
definitely going to have to get
we
into
gotta
that
talk
one
about that
next
one.
episode.
I mean, and I know and I didn't mean to say Indianapolis wasn't on in that. There
No,
there
I
are plenty of
understand
people
that.
that are doing great big things, like outside of just here or whatever.
I'm just
And I
saying that for
understand that,
people
and I know
that
that.
don't
I know that well. But
I'm just saying that for people that don't know.
But yeah. Hopefully something positive comes out of all of it.
Oh, there goes the video.
Dun,
Yep.
dun, go ahead and give me the.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah.
But we're still here though.
But
Weird.
But no, man. Like I said, I wasn't there, so I really can't say.
The thing about the battle itself is if it was myself and 3 or 4 of the other people that we named, like let's say it was me alone and 3 other people that we named, whoever would have won, I'd have been like, hey man, make sure you go rep. I'm pulling for you. I'm happy
absolutely,
for you.
absolutely.
Like that's the vibe that was there. You know what I'm saying?
And I still want whoever's.
Please,
You know what I mean?
Please go
absolutely.
rep. But it's
But-
just I just know.
I don't know. I don't think what's his name?
What's that?
Snot Porch.
We see you.
Yeah, I don't think he's really representing us the way we need to be represented.
No, he's not. But it's not really his fault.
It's
So,
not.
I'm
But,
gonna pull. I'm gonna
that's
pull
neither
for
here
him.
nor there.
I'm gonna pull for him off the strength of the city.
I don't really know if he's from here for real though.
Oh, well,
The
that's
only person I
that's
know that's
true.
from here was Boss Beezy,
Yeah,
and he had the best beat that I heard,
yeah. Shout out to Boss
and
Beezy.
he didn't make it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just unfortunate, man, that was one of, as a city and as Indianapolis as a whole, you don't get those looks. Those looks aren't frequent. So that's the part that's killing everybody. It's like you don't get those that often. Not with somebody like Pete. You don't get those. Those don't come around that often. So you want to try to utilize those and maximize the potential on those. And I think, like, to all of our points, the next time that comes around, I think we'll have a better showing and we'll know.
yeah, I think we'll be
You know
ready.
what I'm saying? We'll be ready.
So let me pose this question. And I know we're gonna go a little longer, but I want to ask this question.
Sure.
The industry aspect of everything.
Okay.
This is a Remy Martin producer showcase. How much does Remy actually have invested in hip hop, or is this just an event where they're going around making money off of hip hop
And promoting Remy.
and promoting Remy,
I mean, 'cause
and
they
maybe
got
they're
that
not,
money to
and they're
do
not
that.
even interested about the culture aspect of everything?
I would
Very strong possibility that could be the case.
You know,
I would
So-
say the
Maybe
majority
not.
of it.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
so-
I want to pose that question because I've seen the there's a smart way to go about the industry comment from a few people, and there's only so much you can just sit and just allow and allow them to try to do better next time.
Yeah.
You
I
know
just
what I mean?
I don't know how much I can honestly say that Remy is invested in the culture versus this is just something that's really, really cool to do. The kids love hip hop. There's a lot of people that make music, a lot of people that make beats. We'll be able to promote Remy Martin across the country and pick some kids that'll get an opportunity to work with a rapper or whatever and just call it a
Right.
day. Like, that's the vibe that I got from it based off the participants in the event.
And I'm not mad at that.
No,
se,
let them get their bread. Like, I'm not
You know,
hating. I'm just
but-
saying that's the vibe that I got.
But
It was like, yo, we just going to promote the liquor and do the little hip-hop stuff because it's popular, it's trendy right now, and we really going to promote the liquor and keep it moving. We'll get an OG name that's credible to bring people in, and we're going to call it a day.
yeah,
And I
That's the
looked
way
on
it
the
felt.
site, so they got different producers that go to different states. So they got Pete Rock, they got Drama. He does some of them as well.
DJ Drama.
DJ Drama.
I didn't know he produced.
I mean,
He He really don't.
He's kind of one of those facilitators, like
I know.
Cali.
I mean, I
you
know
think of
that, but
Cali.
I didn't know he.
Yeah.
There's a couple other people that do it too. So, I mean, everybody knows that Soulja Boy was a producer, and I mean, he's a different type of caliber producer than Pete Rock. So imagine the people when you hear Pete Rock is a part of it. It's like, wow, you know, you kind of give it, for the people that are like really into hip hop, you give that a higher level of credibility.
Right.
When you think about a name like Pete Rock, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Spoolz, you weren't there, but you know that much.
What's that?
That Pete Rock is a credible.
Yeah, I've been listening to Pete Rock for 20 years. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Beyond credible. Like
Beyond.
That's like.
It makes your brand credible as well.
Yeah.
In that aspect.
Yeah. It's just
and not taking anything away from anybody else that produces in a different style.
For sure.
It's
Yeah, it
just
has
that
nothing to
Pete
do with
Rock,
that. Yeah.
like you said, has his resume is impeccable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's
You know what I'm
Pete.
saying?
You know, he's inspired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Soul Survivor came out in '98, and to me that was still one of the best albums that came out that year. He did something that I had never heard anybody ever do, as far as getting a lot of different artists together
And making it work.
made it work. They were all different sounds.
Yeah.
He had R&B artists on there.
Yep.
He had rappers on there. I think Heavy D might have produced the last track on the joint.
And they're cousins. Rest
Yeah.
in peace, Heavy D.
I mean, everything was dope.
Yeah.
Everything on that album was dope.
Yeah.
You can't tell me nothing about Soul Survivor.
Yeah.
You can't tell me nothing about Mac and the Soul Brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like people know Pete Rock.
Period.
So if Pete Rock is coming to judge a beat battle in your city, you're hype about that.
Period.
So
Game and True Master are probably two of my favorite songs.
Oh,
True
yeah.
Master is dope.
mm-hmm.
So I mean, like I said, man,
Anyways.
we could talk for hours about this.
No, your guys' points were valid. You know, I
Yeah.
wasn't there, like I said, but like I said, hopefully the positive thing, maybe more people know about it next year. And and taking nothing away again, I was not there from the people that, were there, but yeah, I'd like to see the people I know that are extremely talented be up there getting the chance to represent for the city. For
I mean, he produced for Nas, and Nas is the whole Nas Lonzo situation. We're gonna have to get to on the next episode because
I can't
obviously
wait to talk about that.
we've went over, but
Yeah. We'll definitely jump into that one. I want to pay these bills real quick with the hat. I didn't get a tip. We know the name on this one?
I didn't see it. I mean, obviously you can't see it now, but it's
Oddities, right?
Yeah, it's Oddities. Nothing lasts forever. So check out oddities3000.com and check out No Bad Ideas lines for their merchandise. So
Word.
as well as
Word.
Coleman Dental.
Yes, sir. Your teeth are important.
get your teeth is fixed. man.
Get your
Hashtag
teeth is
no-
fixed,
Hashtag
please.
no cavities.
No cavities.
We got anything popping? Anybody
Hashtag
DJing,
Jerome.
spinning anywhere? Upcoming shows, events? Did I miss anything?
Shout out to my man J.O. His new video barbecue. Is that
Yes, sir. That's the
on
homie.
YouTubes, and probably maybe I'm bringing down the band next week or
As
so.
soon as I
something
get
like that.
internet.
YouTubes.
Yeah. Shout out to Michael Anthony. Shot the video
shout out to
for
Red
that.
August, my man 𝗀𝗱𝗀 𝗀𝗱 on the artwork.
Yeah.
That's all I
Yes,
got.
sir.
Yeah.
All right, I guess that's gonna do it for episode 45. Longevity, DJ Spoolz, DJ Jay Diff playing Hurt today. Did a great job. I am Major 7th. Make sure you subscribe. Go to bringingdowntheband.com. Look up all your information for the new old heads. We got a raffle coming up for the wax on our Patreon site. Shout out to Nick Salago, aka DJ Metronome. He signed up and joined. And we will see you next week. Episode 45, New Old Heads Podcast. Peace.
Peace.
Holler.
Hey.